Okay, 2 days later, it took for me about full day to program CNC machine and build 4 pieces of such enclosure. Nice, great enclosure. The complete set, it looks like that, and also some screws, but it went pretty smooth. A little bit more, I will tilt it a bit. Okay. It went pretty smooth, and you can see that everything what was done in SolidWorks now is in a real enclosure. Of course, the final product will be polished, it will be painted, there will be screen prints in the front, in the back, in the front. But let's take a look. It's prototype. It will have some very small and slight modifications later on. But anyway, what do we have? I will try to put it closer and make it visible. So here you can see boards. Those are on the sides because pretty tight design. You can see, and you can pay attention that I marked wires what should go for a top here and here. Also I marked wire what is going for indication for the main board. From the wiring point of view, there's a layers. There's a layer of the signal layer. It goes down to the bottom, and there's a layer of mains. What else is on the upper side for a better electromagnetic compatibility. And there is layer of output signal. It's also on the upper part, and you can see I put some additional stripe to put in that direction, because otherwise it goes close to this transformer. This transformer is high noise source. So here's a nice high noise source, here's a high noise source, and here is a high noise source. Also, when I designed it, I tried to put that high noise source away from input. Here is input for a low frequency board, for ICEpower 1200 ACE2 board. And here, which part is noise resilient, then this transformer is close to that input circuits, what is 220 volt circuits, and those are noise resilient. What else do we have? Here is PWM temperature controller. It controls that fan. Yeah, here you have it, that fan. And what else we have? We have small, I call it motherboard, putting everything together. Yeah, you can see it. It's here. And then, of course, those are our famous 8-pole sockets. And if you look from the bottom side, here is wake up from signal enable switch. Here is off, here is on. And also, if you want for 12 volts, then 12 volts will be installed. I just left it for cosmetic purposes, the socket in. Now this will go for my one of my customers, because I have back orders for that unit. I'm selling it at a cheaper price because it's not a painted and it's not finished unit yet, but people don't want to wait. And you can see it's marked low, mid, high, low, mid, high. This is one channel, this is another channel. And in the front, of course, you have 2 switches. You can switch each of those boards separately. I have tested, it's really nice and fancy. There is no much comments. You can see that there are significant manpower needed to put it together. This is why I'm going to sell this kit for a price about 350 euros, but it's a good price for that. And what will be included in that price? you will have everything what you can see here except boards. So you just assemble a boards and plug and play. The best way, anyway, you should disassemble that that enclosure or chassis, and there are 3 screws in the front, some screws on a bottom, and some screws on the back, and then you can completely remove sides, assemble board, and then plug them in. That's pretty easy to assemble. And for ICEpower 1200 AS2 board, you should secure it just to the back plate, and that's it. So, not much to tell. Let's put it together. I will screw. You have plenty of screws. For a top, you just need a Phillips screwdriver and quickly can screw it together. For some of you who wants to see that adapted plate, what I made for my customer, it's a simple plate based on the dimensions what I got from him, and he just replaced the back plate of speaker, and it's done. A bit about this 8-pole connector, and you can see that it's very easy to connect. Yeah, it's done, and all 3 wires are correctly connected. So very easy. I'm really happy about this solution. Currently, it's only one solution available in the market where you have secure loudspeaker connection, and we take it from the professional world. So maybe it's inconvenient that you can't use existing wires, but otherwise it's much better solution. Okay, a little bit more about the concept, how I see and why I like so much those professional rack mount solutions. Because in professional industry there is so-called rack mount mobile cases. It is even branded by Thomann, but probably you can get in several places with several names the same box manufactured by someone in large quantities. But it is really great design, because you have kind of small supports in both sides. Yeah, you can take it, you can put it in one side, in another side, in a vertical position, in horizontal. It's easy to move. It is very easy to handle, and they also pressed in a way that you can see here is some kind of plastic also supports. If you put it, you can put another such kind of box on top of it. Yeah, you can stack it. What else is interesting? There are special quick release mechanisms what we can use. I'll take it at the bottom and front. This is a front side. Yeah. And yeah, you have a front side. What else is worth mentioning? That you can secure different rack mount units from this side, but also you can secure them from the opposite side. And then when you secure from opposite side, sometimes maybe you need there are rack mount mains plugins or socket units. Sometimes when you have more units inside, you plug them together, and only one cord is going for the mains. So very nice unit, and if you in a working dimensions, it has 22 millimeters depth, and this 200 millimeter solution what we have, it's just perfect. Now here of course you have a 50 millimeters and with some little bit more, but then this size is like early days amplifier, but you can put 6 amplifiers and crossover inside. So, does it fit? Sure, it's made in a correct way. How about crossover? I'm using cheapest possible simple DBX crossover. It has a different OEM name, but generally speaking, all those crossovers are the same. DBX put some extra for the brand, but otherwise those are absolutely the same crossover, the same architecture, and the same setup. I will put it together and we will test our solution. Okay, now units are in place and you can see it's well secured. It's like an integrated system. And what we will do to secure knobs, I will put the protection cover. And let's connect system together. You need about, I don't know, 40 centimeters long extension cables. And now let's decide. This will be left and this will be right. So, and the same for a crossover. I'll also use it. This will be left and this will be right. So we start with the left one. So then you can secure with, I don't know, with some stripes. Put them in. I will not do that, but just to keep it organized. And now to keep it easy for experiments, I will plug, let's say, input extensions for the left and the right. And we need the mains. So here's the mains. Any PC type of main plugs are available. Those will not be supported or delivered with a system. Too many standards in the world and extra weight. Why to pay for that? Probably you have them in stock. Actually, why I attached those extension cables? Because it makes very easy to modify for, let's say, mobile application. When we disconnect those mains, and then we can put protection cover and make it ready for transportation. Yeah, if we need it. So, and now we are ready for the last part. You should set up system and channels and balance it without measurement equipment. I will show you one method without measurement equipment. How to set up your system or how to properly tune your active crossover. There are so many knobs and we'll go step by step. First, what you need, you should borrow or buy or take for the measurements external audio interface. This is common device, and in a retail they have from 100 bucks to 200, approximately 200 bucks or euros. What is the good with that? This is digital analog converter with USB, what you connect to computer. And then you have regulation for the mains. You can balance mains for about 80 decibel output. 80 decibels is music volume when you really enjoy music. A little bit louder than speech. And then it really takes your soul. That's the right volume. This is also how it is recorded in studio. That's it. You have a flat characteristics regarding your psychoacoustics. And then there is another one, another amplifier inside for good headphones. What is important about the good headphones? Those are closed type headphones, and you are fully insulate you from the room. And when you do all the tunings, why it is so difficult? Because you have a huge room influence. And when you listen headphones, there is no room influence. The music sounds exactly how it should be. And when you do the tuning, you compare it with the headphones. And this will allow you get by far better sounding balance than with the measurements if you don't know how properly measure and what kind of signals we should use. Also to have this room influence. And now let's go and check that theoretical background, what we should know, how to properly adjust our crossover frequencies, how to choose them. And nevertheless, it's very simple crossover. Even then, it's better than we know some theory. I know it's boring about the theory, but maybe it's worth to once at least know the basics, and then you can do a lot of stuff around it and improve your sound quality. It also will help you to make a best soundstage out of it. It's not only details, also soundstage is important, and then you need to know the theory behind.